Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday. And I have an apology up front. My camera quit a few minutes into my 20-minute video from yesterday. And I had to spend most of the rest of the day deleting things to relieve some storage problems. And I hope that's done. So I'm going to do, instead of redoing a project, which I have to do for another video that quit, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you the main process and then kind of talk about the finished layout. The main process, this is the original, and you can see that there's this kind of sunburst and the photos in the middle, and there's some embellishments around the photo cluster. That's kind of what I picked up on. And I saw a similar one a few days ago by Blackbirds and Rainbows, as she's known on Instagram, Suzanne Steeden. She's on the design team of the Mind the Scrap kit club. And she used both sides of this paper from Color Study, the pink with the orange hearts and then the blue floral, open floral on white. And so that's what I decided to use. And then she really clustered a lot of florals right around the center of the photo. So I cut all of these, but I thought you might, and I showed the cutting of these and kind of how I did that in the video that's lost. So let me show you that now. I've got these scraps that I'm going to use on a different project, and I thought I'd bring in another pattern from that collection. So what I did with this one was I just cut the paper. I knew I was going to use both sides. I cut it in half. I knew that each starburst was probably not going to be any more than 6 inches. So I figured a 6x12 piece of paper would be fine. And all I did was put it in my trimmer at an angle, kind of like this, where it's wider here and narrower here. And I didn't measure or anything else. I kind of just cut it willy-nilly. And that left this one at an angle. You can, figure this out. I can either splay it a little bit like that and get that kind of piece, or get a piece with a straight edge. And I did both just to kind of shake things up. And when I'm done with this little demo, I'm going to have all these that'll have both sides. And I'm cutting, I probably should have, if I were to do this again, I would cut it, I'd take the branding strip off. I'd forgot that there's a linear stripe on here. If I had taken the branding strip off and cut the 6 inches out of this side, when I cut across here, I'd be getting the full stripe. But I don't mind this. It's actually going to add to the linear look of the rays. So it kind of depends what you want. When you've got double pattern paper like that, it's just probably advisable to be aware of what you're doing. So I've got these just different widths. There's no perfection about it. And what I did here was I let the blue floral be the top pattern, and I put the pink behind it, kind of taped it across here, and then slapped it down on the paper. So you'll see in a minute how that turned out. And I'm going to clip these together, and these will end up on another project soon. Let me put this over here. That's all my Vicky Booten stuff that needs to get put away. I'm going to put this aside, and now we'll talk about what I did. I used entirely, except for this little sticker sheet and this sticker sheet, I used entirely the June Mind the Scrap kits. So what I did here, you'll see, you recognize those starbursts. I've just decided, okay, I'm just going to lay one set down. So I laid it down and had the wide end this way, and then I laid another set directly across it and kind of did the same thing all around, which left me with a big lump in the middle. So when I matted my photo, I actually matted it on foam, and then I put a couple extra layers of foam under here and a couple extra layers under here, and that allowed it to kind of bridge that big humpy kind of a section there. I used what came in the kit. There was this alpha that came in the kit that I've used here, and these puffy stickers from Bella Boulevard, which I've used kind of all around in the area. And I've picked orange because it'll kind of bring out those little orange flowers that are on that pink paper. And then they included an ephemera pack. I cut one bit of this off and turned it here. I just kind of wanted it underneath this flower. This is a floral that I cut in half and have a bit of it peeking out underneath the pencil can, and this other one kind of up here. I used this clip. I actually am planning to, and should have, typed up a sentiment that says painting away in Margaritaville, because the photos from Margaritaville Beach Hotel in Pensacola, the last time we were there, there was a painting class in the lobby, and we had a chance to take it. And with Parkinson's, painting, is a little bit difficult, but man, he stuck it out, and he did. I've actually done a page that showed the painting that he painted of the Pensacola sign, and he did such a great job. I pulled a sticker from this little sticker sheet that said "So Proud," and this is from the Color Study collection, but I had it in my stash. And then I titled it "My Favorite Artiste," because artiste is something, when he said the word artist, he rarely said it that way. If he was trying to imply that, someone was larger than life, or hoity-toity, I guess is the word, or big shot, he'd add that E, he'd say, oh, he's quite the artiste. So I just called it "My Favorite Artiste." And for my British and Australian and Canadian friends, you'll be very happy. This is Cocoa Vanilla Daydream, and it said "My Favorite Things," and I cut the things off, but it has the extra U, so you'll be proud of me. So this is from a previous Mind the Scrap kit, so that goes in a different place, so that goes back over there. So in putting this together, I did the raise first. I placed the photo where I wanted it, and it was raised up quite a bit on foam so that I could layer other things. I layered the paintbrush, but I didn't want to lose the little pink bit on the end, so I have foam supporting it here, and I kind of layered it underneath the photo, but with that sticking out, and then just kind of tucked the pencil can in it and added this tube of paint to imply all the art supplies. This little guy just looked like it would pick up the green and the pencil and the paintbrush here and all of this. So it just kind of made a nice visual color triangle there to have it there. I picked up the leaves, as I said. He's wearing a hot pink lanyard underneath that painty apron, and so I kind of thought that the hot pink would really kind of point you towards the photograph, and then you'd be able to see that. Just nothing's real sophisticated there. And of course I had an orange flare, and because the orange, and this is going to refer to Margaritaville, having the geotag there makes sense. I kind of picked up on the orange and all of the little puffy embellishments that I added in between there. And I cut this pie chart color wheel kind of thing in half. I tried in the video, I tried several times to try to make this, use this pencil that says making the world more colorful. And I could just kind of put it right here, but there was nowhere that it seemed to make sense without kind of destroying some of what I had going on here. So I decided to leave it. So, and another thing I tried to use was this this little film strip, and I could kind of put it like that. I tried it several places, and in the end decided not to use it. So this is my finished layout. I'm not going to add any sequins or bling or anything to it. I will add this, and I probably will find a place to put the date in, but that's my version of the Starburst layout for Scraplift 23 at Scrap Squad. And I apologize, this isn't a full process video, but hopefully you've, the one thing that at least I needed to learn how to do was to let myself go and not worry about cutting these absolutely evenly. Now, I have seen versions of this where these are stitched and they're bent in the middle, they're stitched down the middle and then curved, so there's a little bit more dimension. But I actually liked this, since this has a white background against the white, there's enough of a difference that you kind of see it. And then with the pink arranged sort of as a shadow around, it kind of gives you, I don't know, a certain look. I just noticed that I put this, when I assembled this one, the pink is up above, and in all the others, it's below. So I could change that, but I think I'm not going to, because I kind of meant it to look a little bit random. And that's the only random thing about it. I think the rest of these are fairly evenly done. And that was not by intent. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next Sunday with a full video. And I know that because it's already been recorded. Bye.